Everybody renews their homeowner's insurance policy every year, but when was the last time you actually looked at your policy? Now's a really good time to do that. We know that it's pretty typical for insurance companies to charge a 1 to 2% deductible for most claims if you have damage. But now it's really common for insurance companies to charge a much higher deductible for claims you make for damage that was caused by hurricane, windstorm, or hail. Mine is a 3% deductible, but some are as high as 5%. So get yours out now so you know what you'll be in for if you need to make a claim.
Definitely do your homework and note that if a storm is in the Gulf, insurance companies will stop writing new policies or making changes to existing ones.
That's why the message of the hour is this: don't procrastinate. Take care of getting coverage right now.
And be prepared to shop around. Some homeowners tell KPRC2's Rilwan Balogun the rising cost to live near the coast has them looking to move out.
That's a family photo. And that's immediate family. And of course, my dog.
The pictures on John Covarrubias' wall show 30 years of memories he and his family made in their Clear Lake home.
Everyone's grown up.
Despite those memories, as his home insurance premiums go up, he's looking at leaving.
I'm done. I'm going to stick it out for another year. Hopefully we can see something being done here. But it is a possibility that we will move to the Austin area.
He said in the years he's lived at his home, he expected higher insurance prices, just not this high.
In 2003, I was paying $750 with a $500 deductible. I'm currently now at $9,000 with a $9,000 deductible.
John switched insurance and is now with the Texas Fair Plan, which is known as the insurance of last resort for those unable to get insured within the private market. And data shows John isn't the only one making the jump. According to the state, in 2021 and 2022, each year about 5,000 people applied for this coverage. But last year, more than 41,000 new policy applications were filed.
Wow, that's a big increase.
Insurify is an insurance comparison website. They say there are two reasons for the high premiums in Texas. The first has to do with the higher cost to rebuild homes, and the other, the higher likelihood of natural disasters.
It's hurricanes, coastal flooding, drought, hail, lightning, tornadoes, wildfires, ice storms, strong winds, and both heat waves and cold waves. So almost anything you can imagine, Texas is on the riskier end when it comes to that disaster.
Data manager Chase Gardner says he doesn't expect much change.
In the long term, I think this is going to continue to be a real problem for the home insurance industry.
Robert Dempsey had a first-hand look at the insurance landscape when his previous insurance provider, Kemper, told him they were no longer doing business in the States. It left him and his wife scrambling, trying to find coverage.
It was extremely stressful. I mean, we were not sure if we were going to find a company that we could afford. We seriously talked about, do we maybe self-insure?
Ultimately, Dempsey found a company willing to cover his home and keep prices low. Through all the rate increases, Covarrubias has hope after a May hearing in the State House Committee on Insurance.
I believe this proposal is driven by concerns over rate volatility. In 2023, average homeowners rates in Texas rose by more than 20%. Auto insurance rates increased by over 25%. Yes, we have a lot of work to do, especially this interim. We got started a little bit late, right? Right. But I think we got some attention. We meant what we said about finding ways to reduce the cost.
That comment was encouraging, and I'm going to reach out to his staff because I'm going to invite him and the committee to come here.
It's easy to see why insurance is both so important and also such a headache for so many. There's homeowners policies, wind insurance, flood insurance, and some of these policies don't take place for 30 days.
A couple of our readers wrote into me to share advice they have specifically about flood insurance. Mary Feldman said, make sure you have flood insurance on your home if there's ever been a flood in your area. Start preparing early. Don't wait until the last minute. You won't find what you are looking for. And James Burrow, who has a background in emergency management, wrote, I have had flood insurance for 20 years. Those premiums and premiums for the next 30 years still do not equal my payment for my Harvey flood damage. People need to know how important it is to be adequately insured.
Such great advice, and we have to expect history will repeat itself and Houston area will face another hurricane.
There have been dozens of strong storms in recent decades, but the deadliest happened more than a century ago. Still ahead, we go back in time to learn how Galveston has changed since the powerful 1900 storm.
Plus, viewers share more hurricane advice for people that are new to the Houston area. First, though, Amy's back with how to bridge the divide between you and your neighbor when it comes to your fence.
Now's the time to take a look at the trees on your property and your neighbors. Do any of them look sick or unhealthy? Are any branches hanging too close to your property? If so, now is the time to take care of these issues, because in a storm or a hurricane, if your neighbor's tree falls and damages your property and the tree was healthy, that's an act of God, and it's going to be you and your insurance company who are on the hook for paying for those damages. But if the tree that fell and damaged your property was sick or dying, your neighbor knew that and failed to trim it or take precautions, then they could be on the hook for paying for damages in those repairs. So now's the time to maybe put things in writing, send letters to your neighbors if you know trees that need to be trimmed, if you see them, and hope that you won't need that communication this storm season, but if you do, you'll have it.